I just finished watching the new live-action Avatar remake. Let's talk about it. This series is in no way a one-to-one remake of the original animated show. Some people think that's a bad thing, while others like the change. I have mixed feelings about it personally. On one hand, it's interesting to see a different approach and get different storylines, but on the other hand, there are definitely some things better left unchanged. Anyway, these are the 10 biggest differences between the live-action version and the original. Number 10. The Prologue. This series began 100 years prior to Aang awakening from the iceberg, and gave a lot more backstory, or exposition, than the animated show did. The original show dove straight into the story, having Sokka and Katara find Aang in just 5 minutes, while the live-action version takes about 20. I mean, it's an interesting idea to show the viewers a new perspective of how the war started and just how cruel and ruthless the Fire Nation are. But what do you guys think about this change? Was it necessary, or just a way for the writers to dump more exposition on us? At number 9, Azula's early introduction. Originally, Azula made her mark in seasons 2 and 3, but was introduced right at the end of season 1. But in this version, she appears in episode 3. However, in this version, her character acts very differently. She seems a lot more insecure and worried about her brother taking her spot as Ozai's favourite. Much different from the calm and manipulative character she is in the show.
You and I will be the strongest couple in the entire world. We will dominate the Earth!
Overall, I think adding her in earlier is smart. It sets her up to be much more of a serious threat. Even though she isn't very active in the pursuit of the Avatar, she spends a lot of her time sending notes back and forth with Zhao, essentially using him to try and take her brother down. Oh, and we don't actually get to see Azula's iconic blue fire. They might simply be saving it for a future season as a power boost to show her growth, or she just won't have blue fire.
You're all banished!
But...
Goodbye!
Number 8. Bumi's attempted assassination.
Hey, Aang! Oh, hey, Bumi!
This change seemingly came out of nowhere. While in Omashu, Katara learns that Jet and the rest of the freedom fighters plan to blow King Bumi up with blasting jelly. In the original show, Jet planned to blow up a dam, which caused the whole village to flood, but thanks to Sokka, no one was harmed. The live-action version gets very close to actually killing Bumi and several other people, but thanks to Katara's quick thinking, she manages to put out the flaming arrow before it can touch and explode the blasting jelly. Number 7. Zuko's crew.
You can't sacrifice an entire division like that! Those soldiers love and defend our nation! How can you betray them?
Just like in the show, Zuko spoke out against one of the general's plans in the war meeting.
What division do you suggest?
The 41st. They're mostly new recruits, they're expendable.
You're gonna sacrifice them.
Sacrifice is a part of war.
This is, of course, the reason Ozai makes him fight in the Agni Kai that he gets his scar from. But what we're focusing on here is the 41st crew. Because later in the episode, Iroh explains to Zuko's crew that they are the ones Zuko defended in the meeting. They are the 41st crew, the reason for Zuko's banishment. From then on, the crew gain a newfound respect and loyalty to Zuko. And it's a really nice addition that wasn't in the original show. Number 6. Aang and Gyatso reunite. While in the spirit world, Aang meets Monk Gyatso, something that never happened in the original series. If anything, it's similar to the legend of Korra, when she met Uncle Iroh in the spirit world. Aang was able to temporarily reconnect with his old mentor before rushing off to save Sokka and Katara. It was a nice moment, sure, but such a random change in my opinion. After saving Sokka and Katara, Aang comes back to find that Monk Gyatso is gone. So he only had that one talk with him before Monk Gyatso left. It's implied that Monk Gyatso probably died, only staying in the spirit world long enough to talk with Aang because he needs his help, as they say in the show. Number 5. Yue is a fox.
I knew it. It was you.
Yes.
You're the fox.
Yes.
Yeah, this one's just weird. I mean, the fox looked cool, don't get me wrong, but it's still just so weird. Yue explains that when she was young, she was sick, and the moon spirit healed her, just like in the original show. But in this version, she also gains some unknown spirit powers, which somehow allow her to become a spirit fox in her dreams. She could also bend ice cream, and in the original show had no sign of being able to bend water. These powers weren't elaborated on very well, and now Yue has turned into the moon, so I guess we'll never really know.
Goodbye, Sokka. I'll always be with you.
Number 4. Paku never teaches Katara. First of all, we have to talk about Paku.
Go back to the healing huts with the other women where you belong.
Paku is like a completely different character now. Originally he came off as serious, stern and condescending, but in the live action version he's much calmer. He's still serious at times, but feels more like a guy just trying to uphold his culture's values and beliefs. When he tells Katara that women aren't allowed to fight in the northern tribe, it's not condescending. It's like he's sincerely just saying that he can't do anything about it. Whereas in the original version, he's a dick. He's very smug about it.
I'll give you 3 reasons. 1, she's a female. 2, she's not a boy. And 3, and most importantly, she's a girl.
Anyway, they have their fight just like in the show, except it ends with Paku still refusing to train her. There's no mention of Katara's necklace and how Paku is the one who made it. Instead, Paku just leaves. And that's it. He never ends up training her. Number 3. Spirited Away.
You must be the Heibai spirit. My name is...
I've decided to put the 5th episode as a whole since it's basically completely different. Spirited Away is the live action's version of the Winter Solstice Part 1, the Spirit World. The first main difference is when Aang goes into the Spirit World. In the live action version, he is somehow able to bring Sokka and Katara with him. But that's not the crazy part, because while there they meet Wan Chitong, the Owl Spirit from Season 2, Ko the Face Stealer, and the new Fox Spirit Yue.
Hold up, wait a minute, something ain't right.
In the original series, Sokka was taken by the forest spirit Heibai, which is why Aang enters the spirit world in the first place, to try and find him. But this time, both Sokka and Katara's spirits are trapped by Ko, which is now why Aang goes to Roku Island in an attempt to get help, because apparently Roku took something from Ko. Seeing all of these spirits in the same episode was definitely odd and felt a little rushed. I mean, Ko and Wan Chitong completely stole the spotlight from Heibai, the spirit the episode was supposed to be focusing on. Some fans have speculated that because of Season 2 of the live action version isn't yet confirmed, that they just tried to stuff a bunch of Season 2 content in, such as the Secret Tunnel and Azula. But what do you guys think? Number 2. Aang only bends air.
Aang! No! Aang!
Unlike in the first season of the animated series, Aang is only shown to bend air throughout the whole of the live action series. The only time he bends another element is when he's in the Avatar state and has no control over himself. So it's not really him. In the original show, he is shown to be practicing waterbending multiple times with Katara. She even gets jealous because of how fast Aang picks up waterbending. And there's also the episode where he firebent with Zhong Zhong. So why wouldn't they add his other bending styles into the show? Maybe they want to save him learning the elements for each season, but then they would have to put him learning water and earth in the same season for him to learn firebending in the last one. That's if they even get another season. And finally, number 1. Zuko doesn't say the word honor a single time! Number 1. Avatar Kyoshi.
There she is. Giant scary lady.
In the live action version, Avatar Kyoshi is the first past life Aang makes contact with, whereas in the show, it's Aang's predecessor, Avatar Roku. Kyoshi sort of replaces Roku's role in this season, telling Aang that he needs to step up and be the Avatar and that great danger is coming, blah 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 blah, and then she straight up possesses him. She tells him that she's going to show him the Avatar's true power, and proceeds to fight off every single one of the invading Fire Nation soldiers. This was an amazing scene and honestly a great addition in my opinion. Seeing one of Aang's past lives fully take over and scare the shit out of every Fire Nation soldier was amazing, and probably my favourite scene in the entire show. The creators of this show knew how much Avatar Kyoshi was loved by the fans, and it definitely felt a little fan-servicey, but I'm okay with it. Those were the 10 biggest changes made in the new live-action series of Avatar. Do you agree with my picks, or are there other changes that you think made more of an impact to the story? Let me know your thoughts in the comments and which change you'd put at number 1. Leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed, and see you guys next time.